I just want to give you an update. You see the beauty queen on the screen. Unfortunately, she met her demise. Every 5.5 hours, we know what happens in this country. We know what happens to Black women. We know what happens in Blackistan. The least protected, most disrespected Black woman. So, let's look at this news clip. They definitely have someone who's charged, but they're looking for him. Another Black woman has died at the hands of a dusty, in this case, foreign Black man. Check it out, people. Fair use.
Police are hunting for the man they believe killed a San Diego woman while she was visiting Houston.
We first brought you this story when Felicia Johnson disappeared nearly 2 months ago. Now a man is charged with her murder, and he's on the run. CBS 8's Anna Laurel joins us with the latest.
We can only imagine the anguish Felicia Johnson's family must be feeling tonight. Felicia went to Houston back in April to celebrate her birthday, but she never came home, back here to San Diego.
Can somebody please find it in their heart to just come forward and just say something? If you know something, say something.
That's Felicia Johnson's dad, Kevin, in Texas back in April, searching for his daughter after she disappeared. Tonight, he knows police are now looking for her killer. 28-year-old Chukwuebuka Nubodo is charged with Felicia's murder and tampering with evidence. Quanell X has been helping Felicia's family. He says they are all devastated.
We need you young sisters to look at these cases like Felicia Johnson and realize that your life can be taken from you in the blink of an eye by some sick-minded individual. These men are kidnapping you, and they are killing you.
Homicide detectives in Houston say Felicia was seen leaving in a car from this hotel where she was staying in the early morning hours of April 16th. That same day, police say Nubodo was spotted picking her up from an apartment complex, and he took her to his apartment. Felicia was reported missing later that day after her bloody phone was found in the road near a park. But it was at Nubodo's apartment where investigators say they found evidence that he killed her. They say he got rid of her personal belongings at the park and disposed of her body. The words her father said to us weeks ago when he did not know his daughter's fate, still true tonight.
I'm not going to rest until I find you or find out what happened to you.
Felicia's body has still not been found, and authorities around Texas are on a desperate search for her killer. In San Diego, Anna Laurel, CBS 8.
Every 5.5 hours. And they're looking for him. You think somebody doesn't know where he is? You know he's not going to be in that apartment because that's going to be an obvious place to find this trash. Somebody is hiding Nuabuku. Somebody know a Nuabuku or Beku. Somebody knows where he is. You got to hide. They're looking for you, And don't be surprised if it'll be a mammy. Oh, international mammy. Immigration, migrant mammy. Don't be surprised. We have got to hide you. You cannot be going around. They're looking for you. That girl. They are looking for you. He might try to take his own mangy butt back to Africa. But that's not going to work because it'll be on high alert. Another Black woman dying at the hands of a Black man, aka Dust Buckets, a Black man that works for the Klan. As Quanell X said, they're kidnapping you, they're murdering you. You got to open up your eyes. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. You can't be too trusting. Ladies, you want to be a dancer? Try ballet. Because booty shaking in these clubs, nothing is guaranteed. But all these men, and again, I'm just speaking in general, okay? Speaking in general. All these men looking at you and smiling because you look so pretty in scantily clad dress. All these men looking at you smiling. It's just like with a young man. when you find these little Tyrone, they get caught up with Becky, and she screams, "Oh, he attacked me! Look what he did! Oh my gosh, I didn't consent!" And then you look up, but they got some phones, and you texting him after the event. You know what's going on? You change your mind. Don't get Robert Wilson, just a kiss. Then they talk to Becky based on the report that I read. Now we got a charge. I'm sure when she was letting him smiling, he just thought, oh yeah, just a kiss, and just went on. And then he catches the RAPE charge, but everybody's clothed. No clothing came off. Well, doesn't it has to be that, but there was actually no intercourse. I'm sure she was smiling at him too, and he might have thought, she thinks I'm cute. Same thing applies. Every man looking at you smiling, sweetie, ladies, he's not your friend. Keep looking at you smiling. Look at it this way. When they gave the Indians those small pox, they were smiling too. Have a blanket for you. Here you go, smiling. Oh yeah. When they show people hanging from trees, there are photos. I have history books. My dad was a history major, by the way. I have history books. Becky and Peter, Becky and Dan, Dusty Dan, they're standing down, dressed in their old POS clothes, probably stole those too, with picnic baskets and smiling as a human being, a black human being, is connected to a tree by a rope, deceased. Picnic baskets in hand, smiling. Yeah. That's the event. Go to church after that. Oh, yeah, they're going to go ahead and have a HANGING. Picnic baskets in hand, got the children and looking up at the body, smiling at our ancestors, smiling. Same thing applies. Because some man smiles at you, you don't know what he has, what his intentions are. You don't know what his intentions are. And I think young women are being lured into this with the thought and the idea, the perception, the ideology of, oh my, it's easy money. I'm sure that's what Becky thought when she bought her big booty stuff over there to Africa. And they told her, oh, don't check in with the U.S. Embassy. No, they need to know that as an American you're there. And she didn't. She's been going back and forth. Quote, doing what she had to do. No, quote, doing what she wanted to do. And look what happened. Ended up murked. So just because someone's smiling at you, you have no idea what that person's intentions are. No idea. It's a man and woman had something going on for herself, and a dust bucket was looking at her, and he was smiling at her, and whispering words into her ear, and then she got the stomach mumps, and then he went out to lunch, and she hasn't seen him in 10 years. But he smiled at me. He was smiling. There are a lot of demonic people among us. That young black woman that was killed by Dusty Dan on a date. Oh, yes. Dusty Dan, the date murdering man. That white male. I'm sure on the day he was smiling when they were going to his apartment. So the hatred for women is real. Some of them, they really enjoy hating women. And then they want to have their way with you. And you resist as just your right to, and it escalates. He overpowers you. Next thing you know, Lord have mercy, on the screen. And now the sad thing is, they don't know what a body is. And the sad thing is, he is not in police custody. And some fool woman might be sitting up with him booed up in her house. What happened to her? Not going to happen to me. Really quick, that's what that lady in Texas thought. She was a single mom, had a son. You have got to be out of your mind. Single mom, had a son. She met the man in prison, and he was in there, I think, on attempted charge or some kind of murder charge of his wife. Well, that was her. See, she done made him mad. They're going to happen to me. Yep. And they're going to happen to me. And it did. Had a disagreement. Next thing you know, oh boy, he murdered her, Her 4-year-old son saw it as a kid hid in the closet. He murdered that woman and put her body, he had cut out in the apartment, the carpet out where the blood was, and rolled up in it and took her to the dumpster. And when he went out, the kid saw it all. The child was in the closet, and the closet was cracked. He saw it all. Saw the man murder his mother, cut the carpet out, and then he tried to put a rug and still stay there, by the way. Yeah. Next thing you know, the kid had ran out. He tried, and it was like, hey, they called the police. He already trying to move some stuff over. It's too late, fool. The child already saw it. And I was like, I thought about it. What was he going to do? Was he thinking, okay, thinking the child was not there? Was he thinking he was just going to just stay there in her apartment? Just like Dusty Dan. Meemaw fell. Yeah, right. Put her body, remember that video I did? And she was still alive. Dusty Dan put his grandmother into her home. He said she fell, which I don't believe it. Then he put her body, this is she was still alive, into the freezer. And she died in the freezer. But they said she was still alive. She died. She was still alive. So what was he doing all the time? Living in her home, living in her dwelling. So the hatred for women is real. These men, especially in the BC, they are subjugated. And when you are a low-performing man coming from a low-performing stock, yes, you are inferior. Your brain doesn't work right. You're subjugated. To validate yourself, sometimes they want somebody to be up under them. I want to subjugate somebody. That's why it blows my mind. That's why you see some cases where some men enter women's lives. Oh, he really likes me and all that, sweetie. What is that guy, Olshin? Bishop Olshin, whatever his name is on Twitter. By the way, I just got a thing I saw where they suspended his account. But yeah, sometimes you think they want to have relations. No, they want somebody to co-sign on a brand new car because they got a credit score of 301. And ain't nobody trying to hear it. Need a co-signer. So sometimes these men are defeated. They're subjugated and they know that there's no way to work around it to improve themselves. So then you look up to validate themselves and make themselves feel like a man. They want to subjugate women. And one way to do that is through their sick, demented pleasure. Oh, I'm going to make her do this. If I can't seduce you, I'll make you. And then when you resist, boom, he gets angry, uses strength, and you succumb to his evil actions. In the words, it's just sad. So like he said, in the words of Cornel X, that right there, they're kidnapping you and killing you. So now they need to find his dust bucket ass and find out where's her body. But don't forget, he has an apartment, so he's not going to be there. Where is he? Don't be surprised. Don't forget, in the BC, and the same thing. I don't know if this guy's Nigerian or not, whatever he's from, but an African name. The same thing, ma'am, is over there too. You know, I'm best believe that it's universal. Don't be surprised. Some woman knowing what he's done. We got to hide you. You best to lay low. Don't you leave this house. You better stay in here. The Americans are not playing with you. It is not like back home. You cannot get away with this here. You better stay in this house and don't you leave. Move. It's a phone. Go and sit down. And she'll go out, maybe biscuits. I told you, like the video on Patreon. Many black women do mammies helping the demise of black women. Hell yeah, they help. They protected us, bucket, that'll murder you. And she'll go out, get some mofongo or whatever the heck he like to eat. He like the pork chop, I'm going to fix him a dinner. He is stressed out. Why is he stressed out? He murdered that girl. And she's not going to say that, but I'm just letting you know, they don't care. They don't care. They contribute to the death of black women. The mammies do. So this here, ladies, what you may think is some easy money, baby, it's just not worth it. And she obviously wanted to work there at that club on her birthday. Really? She met up with some dust. And she's had her final stay. It's over. Now that it's in a recovery mode. And look how long it's been. Dusties, they bring drama, death and trauma, the financial implications. You already know the saying, it's too much dust in the nation. Rest in peace. Hopefully a story like this will get out and maybe it can save a life. Ladies, dealing with these dusties is not worth it. These clowns, they are violent, they are dangerous. They will make you go night-night, and I'm out.